to believe your eyes when you see what's inside this pot. You have to remember, we did not put any liquid in here whatsoever. We coated the bottom with just a little bit of olive oil, and look at all of the gorgeous pan juices emitted from both the brisket and from the onions from our spice rub slow roasted oven brisket. This came out perfectly. Now you remember when we went through the equipment, I just told you that your long meat fork is going to be used to test for doneness. The way that you know your brisket is done is when you can insert a fork in and out with no resistance, okay? So despite what the recipe says, do not take it out until you can insert the fork in and out with no resistance. That's how you know it's nice and tender inside. So this is gorgeous. This is exactly what we want. And we still have from the oven, remember we browned before we braised, but we did it in the oven, this wonderful crust and caramelization. So we're just gonna cut off a few sliced pieces. Hope to get it out in one piece. That's the only downfall of something so incredibly tender. I'm going to take it onto the cutting board. Great job. Look at this. Proud of myself. Am I allowed to say great job to myself? So wait a day to enjoy if you can. Otherwise, you can just keep it tented with some foil for about 15 to 20 minutes, because again, you do not want to slice the brisket super hot because it will tend to shred. So this has been about 20 minutes since it's been out of the oven. So you'll see, we might not get as clean of a slice as we'd like, but we'll get something. So I just want to show you, I'm just flipping it over just so you can see, the grain is running this way, and we're going to slice against the grain, which means perpendicular to the grain. I'm just going to cut off this little piece right here because it will never help us get even slices. We'll come back to it. And we're going to start slicing our brisket from the short end. It's a little bit even warm to the touch, but remember, we had this for 24 hours in the fridge. Look at this. This is what happens when you slice against the grain. Buttery, beautiful, soft, tender meat. But of course, if you want to get even just nice looking slices, if you're not going to wait a day, they might need to be a bit thicker, as you see the slices that I'm doing now. And we're going to serve barbecue sauce on the side, because this brisket is so good, you really don't need any sauce, but it is a nice touch with the spice rub. It's so tender, you have to be really careful when transferring it. Now we've got these beautiful pan juices here. Just a little bit of the pan juice over the brisket. And if you'd like some of the onions too, be my guest. Include those. Now, I love this really classic brisket side dish, coleslaw. So we did, of course, a little twist because I can't help myself. And this is poppy seed slaw. It's got our green cabbage, shredded carrots, green onions, and some poppy seeds. The sugar's to taste. So if you like something a little bit more tart and tangy, just put 1 or 2 sprinkles of sugar. And if you'd like something a little sweeter, then put more. The sugar is to taste. It's got the apple cider vinegar. We'll just do one more plate here. And I love to finish it off with something green. Do not underestimate the power of a little something green at the ends. So a little extra green onions and just a few little extra poppy seeds for good measure. And then I promised our classic Texas barbecue sauce on the side for those who feel like they need it. It's nice to have a little dip. And here we go, our spice rub, slow roasted oven brisket with poppy seed slaw and classic Texas style barbecue sauce. We'll just get some onions on top.